What is going on, Strive family? I am back again with another YouTube tutorial for you, and man, we gotta save my guy. So check this out. He went from that to this. We're gonna get into the details here very soon, and let's get started. We're gonna start with some water. Okay, this is regular water from the sink. Okay, regular water, no magic water. We just letting the water do its thing. We gonna part the hair. Okay, I usually always start at the top, especially when it's nice and long and just out of control. And don't let the scissoring, fuck you up. Like the scissor game is pretty simple. I like to go straight down the middle of the head. Either you start in the front or the back. In this case, I started in the back. You're gonna see how I follow my guide, and we get in more in depth in following the guide here in a second. But I go straight down the middle of his head. Okay, I establish the length, and then I just carry that line, that length, all the way through the top. Okay. Um, don't mind my form. My form is not good. Okay, I'm working on that, especially when I get to the other side of his head. Mic check. Alright, so yeah, so we're working. I really wanted y'all to see this because he was so overgrown. This was literally probably like a month of just letting it grow. So boom, so we're going to connect the dots here. You're going to see right there was from the top in the middle my guide, and I'm just literally connecting. I don't care about really what's at the bottom of my finger too much because we are going to debulk. So boom, I'm just connecting the dots. Don't stress this part out, guys. It's very simple. Just connect the hair. Connect the hair. You're just connecting the dots. Boom. Because, we're going to come underneath that with like a number 4. And a number 4 is going to take off all that stuff that's underneath. So my main focus is the top of the head here. Establishing the top and what, he's going to be leaving with. Don't forget to dust them off. Major key. Alright, so now we're going to connect the other side. This is my terrible form. Okay, I got to get that elbow down. I know that. It's probably why my shoulder hurts. Alright, so we're just going to, connect the dots again. And usually, like, where they part the hair, because on this side he'll part his hair, I'll go usually through that twice. But I'm going to style it using Pacino's pomade. Go ahead, anything you order from there, J.STRIVES 15. So I like to style the hair because his hair is so tough. It just kind of does what it wants. It sticks up. So what I like to do is, get some pomade in there, spray it down, really separate the hair. And right now we're going to debulk everything with the foreguard because we want to leave it a little bit darker. So we got the foreguard on. We're going to bring that all the way around his head. Adjusting the lever as needed. So you can start with it all the way open or closed, depending on how dark you really want to keep it. So we are debulking with the 4, going all the way around, blending into the top of his head. Literally, we are just making sure like that top is pretty much a finished product. Debulking. Now we're going to do some clipper over comb blending. Okay. I want that top to be as finished as possible. Again, I do a rough draft. It's not like make it totally done, but it's get it as close to being done as possible without getting stuck. So you want to establish, the length up top. Now we're going to set our first guideline. So you want to establish the length up top, then work the blend, and now we're going to start our fade process. We are going to make our first guideline, slightly dropping it in the back, but mostly we go with a medium skin here. The most he really wants to do is have to bust out the blow dryer and do a little bit of blow drying in the front, but the rest, he just wants to put some product in and go about his day. So now we're going to take our 2 guard, we're going to open it up, we're going to blend it into that 4. Okay, we're going to blend it into the 4. We're hitting that line every time, lightening up the line. Playing with the lever, closing it as needed. We're going to do that all the way around the head. Blending into that 4. Hitting the line every time, coming up under that line because we are working on fading that line out every time. Now we're going to throw our 1 guard on, open it up, blend into that 2. And if you feel like you got to throw the 3 guard on, go ahead and throw the 3 guard on. But, I just like to skip some steps where I can and save me some time from having to pick up guards, put them down, or just save me time on the haircut in general. So we are hitting that line every time. We got the clipper open, closing it as needed. I believe I don't close it all the way here. I kind of just continue going around. So I'm working this 1.5 into that 2 guard. And if I need to, I'll throw the 1.5 guard on to help me work a blend. So again, we're closing the lever as needed until it's fully closed. Keeping that clipper controlled so you're not going up too high and going into the top of the hair. Always brushing that freshly cut hair off the head. Keeping the canvas as clean as possible. We're going to go and hit that line. The clipper closed. This is still the number 1 guard. Alright, so we have the 116 on. We're going to start with it open. We're going to hit that line every time, working that blend. Working the blend into that 1 guard. And we are going to close the clipper as needed, as we are, fading, and we like what we see, we're going to close it. And we're going to hit boom, closed. Now we're going to hit that line. We are going to do this all the way around the head. All the way around the head. It's the same steps all the way around. Then once you get done with this 116 guard, you're going to take that clipper without a guard and adjust and hit whatever's left of that line. Opening and closing the clipper as needed. But you can see here that we're pretty much already faded. Alright, so boom. So we don't have no guard on. We're doing some adjusting with that lever. Working this clipper. Working this fade. This is where detailing comes into play. So boom, we're going to give them a box. We're going to establish this box. Don't rush the process. That's one thing the client will respect you for, is if you're not rushing. When you rush, that's when mistakes happen. Alright. So I like to take the trimmer here, flip it around, and we're really going to go push this hair down. This gets closer than when you take the trimmer and cut it the other way. So this kind of creates a bald section without it totally being bald. And now you're going to see me kind of flick up into that 0, which is the clipper closed area, the 0 area. So we're going to knock some of that down again. And then I go and I grab my boosts. Now the boost has a graphite blade on it. I like this blade because it's not as sharp as the FX blade. So I'm detailing this fade right now, and I'm gonna take off that bottom part. So when I take off this bottom part, I'm still gonna have a little shadow because I took the FX blade, I flipped it around, and literally pretty much got as close to skin as possible. So there's still gonna be a shadow left from where I'm taking, and this is where I can see that shadow, right? And I'm gonna shave it off with this balder. I balled out all that little shadow that was left at the bottom. And as I get up into the FX part, that's where I'm going to be loosening or not applying so much pressure. So now we're going to enhance this hairline real quick. We already kind of razored them out, but I like to go back over this. After you enhance it, I like to take a little alcohol, spray the blade, and get any excess spray off the skin to keep it nice and clean. So that's about it, man. That's how we do this skin fade, medium skin fade, comb over. There's no hard part. That's a natural part. If you enjoyed this video, man, don't forget to double tap it, like, share, subscribe, turn the bell on. Leave me some comments, final thoughts. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.